Join us as we take an in-depth look at the New York Toy Fair 2019 Star Wars offerings from Hasbro. The thrills, the spills, and the shocks. Stay tuned, it's going to be a monster. Hi, I'm Dave Tree and welcome to Fantha Tracks TV. If you're a fan of Star Wars news, and if you don't already, please subscribe. Just hit the button here, now. New York Toy Fair has just happened and it was amazing in what's been like a vacuum of like Star Wars news as we eagerly anticipate like episode 9 news, trailers, name, anything at all. We've kind of been like without anything to really get excited about. New York Toy Fair, particularly Hasbro, did not disappoint. In this video, we are going to do an in-depth coverage looking at Galaxy of Adventures, Galactic Heroes, Black Series, a new product extension of Black Series, the Vintage Collection, an update on the Jabbas sail barge from Haslab, and also the big shock of the show, the Retro Series. Oh, but enough of that. Let's just get straight on into it. We start off with the Galactic Heroes. We can straight away see 3 new additions, the Mega Mighties, available as a Stormtrooper, Darth Vader and Chewbacca. These are like jumbo-sized versions of the existing Galactic Heroes. There are a couple of new additions to the core line, most notably Boba Fett's swoop bike and Luke's X-Wing fighter. Moving along to the Microforce WoW collection. This is bringing the blind bag concept to Star Wars collecting. Each one contains 4 little figurines with lots of different ones to collect. You can train to become a lightsaber master with the Star Wars Lightsaber Academy interactive training system. Download the official Lightsaber Academy app, choose from one of 5 of the best masters in the galaxy, and begin your journey to become a lightsaber expert. Learn official Star Wars moves and train and battle with one of 5 legendary Jedi or Sith masters. Loaded with smart hilt technology, your lightsaber connects via Bluetooth and tracks your motion to evaluate your score and moves. Star Wars Galaxy Adventures figures and mini comic assortments. Star Wars fans new and old can discover the exciting action from the Star Wars saga with Star Wars Galaxy Adventures figures. Learn about the characters from the Star Wars movies and read the included mini comic or scan the included code to learn about the adventures of key characters like Kylo Ren, Rey, Obi-Wan Kenobi, Darth Maul, Boba Fett, General Grievous and more. Interrupt this broadcast for an important Haslab announcement.
I'm here with Patrick, and for Europe we have an amazing announcement.
Absolutely. So as everyone knows, we launched the barge in US and Canada, and we have been saying since the day we launched it a year ago that we want to do everything we can to get it beyond US and Canada. So we announced today at New York Toy Fair Fan Media today that the barge is indeed going to several markets outside the US, including the UK, France, Germany, Spain, Italy, Austria, and potentially more. I forget the rest.
It was a long list.
It was a long list, absolutely. So it'll be sold on eBay. We're partnering with eBay. There will be a specific URL that you'll go to, and we will post that URL on Hasbro Pulse site and social at least 1 week in advance. So follow Hasbro Pulse. It will be the exact same offering that you see here. The only thing that won't be there is the booklet that was sent out to US and Canada backers right after the barge. So thank you very much.
This is amazing news for Star Wars fans around the world, giving them the opportunity to add this incredible piece to their collection. The Black Series HyperReal 8-inch Darth Vader is a new addition to the product line, featuring super realistic detailing and articulation, along an exterior skin and an interior skeletal structure for seamless posing. The Star Wars Black Series HyperReal 8-inch Darth Vader figure features Star Wars Empire Strikes Back movie-inspired detail, fabric, costuming, interior skeletal structure with seamless joints and hyper-articulation for realistic posing. Includes figure, 8 accessories and figure stand. There was an amazing offering of Black Series figures this year at Toy Fair, which encompassed a couple of different elements from the regular line to the classic collector's line, plus also a few new standout mentions. One of the standout inclusions is the humble battle droid. Whilst always overlooked just purely because of its association to the prequels, this figure easily is one of my favourites.
Yep.
And because in the film they actually kind of separate out the neck the way that it does, it allows it to collapse right back down to the body.
Wow.
So his feet are currently kind of tethered a little bit wider than they normally would be. But we are able to put the backpack, tether the blaster, and he does have the alternate backpack there.
The other big addition that really hits me in the feels is the Duel of Fates Episode 1 20th Anniversary figures of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Maul, done in, well, do you call it retro now? I mean, it's 20 years old, but retro style action figure packaging. You can say what you want about the prequels, but these really do make me feel nostalgic for that time, and can't wait to get my hands on these. There was a great offering of vintage collection figures this year at Toy Fair, many of which will complement perfectly with the Jabbas sail barge. In addition, we get a new vehicle of Jabba's Tatooine skiff. This ultra-detailed skiff features movie-inspired design, adjustable and removable parts, and sturdy clear display stand. Scaled to fit multiple 3 3/4 inch action figures, the skiff makes an ideal addition to any Star Wars toy collection. In addition, there is also a figure 3 pack of Tatooine skiff guards. Characters in this set are Brock Starsha, Vizam, and Vidane, the skiff pilot. Last but not least, we have the Jabbas Palace Adventure playset. Jabbas Palace can be set up in 3 different ways for a variety of different options. Carbonite Han Solo also magnetizes to the palace facade and gives Jabba's favourite decoration a place of honour within the set. Hasbro, if you are listening, please, I hope this is the first of many modular playsets that allow you to combine those wall combinations to make your own bigger, larger playset. You can literally go the whole hog with these. I want to see loads more. And we now come to our last segment of this video. Whoo-wee! Now this one was literally left field and a shocker. The retro collection. So I'm a vintage guy. I love Star Wars. Well, I love all of Star Wars, but I love Star Wars vintage toys, and this is a reimagining or re-release, depending on your viewpoint, of the Star Wars vintage action figures that were originally done by Kenner. Now, in the past, we have had the vintage collection, which is the packaging that mimics that, but this is actually the product this time as well. So not just the sizzle, but the sausage as well. Interesting. Let's take a look. Inspired by the Star Wars 70s style action figures, the Star Wars Retro Collection 3 3/4 inch scale figures feature Kenner's style, figure design and detailing, and make a great addition to any nostalgic fan's Star Wars collection. Imagine the excitement of the 70s when the Star Wars original trilogy had just begun, and Kenner began releasing the classic Star Wars figures for avid fans of the space saga. With figures inspired by the original sculpt of the design of the 70s, the Star Wars Retro Collection lets fans and collectors continue their collection from a galaxy far, far away. Characters in this assortment include Luke Skywalker, Darth Vader, Princess Leia, Chewbacca, Han Solo, and Stormtrooper. Oof. Yeah, mixed feelings about that one. I really don't know quite how to process that one. A lot of my friends, it is very much a Marmite kind of response. On one hand, it's very cool that, like, you know, you're getting a chance to like start collecting like the vintage toys again and things like that. But on the other hand, it's kind of like this is like muddying the waters. Now, take your heads outside of Star Wars for just 2 seconds, just to literally give you an insight into like the marketplace. This has been going on for ages, particularly, you know, I mentioned earlier, you've got like the vintage collection there, which is literally the packaging to mimic the vintage style of things. You've also got things like Transformers being re-released, which are like the original toys. I mean, that's been going on for years and years and years. And recently you've got like the My Little Pony, which 35th anniversary, and G.I. Joe did a similar thing with like the 25th anniversary and things like that. So it's not something that is alien, truth be told. It's just the first time, well, first time in about 20 odd years that it's been done with like Star Wars action figure toys specifically. My 2 cents for what it's worth. It's interesting doing things like the Tarkin and packaging him in with the board game, because let's be honest, no one's going to buy that. But it's the one thing that's going to make that board game or that product sell. You can't do a whole series of action figures of the unproduced concepts that you never had before, because any retailer or any line, it needs its Darth Vader, its Stormtrooper and things like that. So you kind of caught between a rock and a hard place. But if it was me, and I'm not saying that this would be a big seller by virtue of people who've kind of got their heads somewhere else, but I would actually do vintage style prequel figures. So it didn't kind of like take anything away from existing vintage collections, and you've got a whole free landscape there to do whatever you liked. Now I know people would say it's like the prequels, but you could do it with like the Disney era films as well, so Force Awakens going forwards, and do all those characters. You know, you're not crashing into anything, and people can like pick it up and take it and leave it, or not at all. That's my thoughts. I'd love to know what you think. And I'd also like to know what you think of like all of the Hasbro reveals so far. I mean, that is a really quite strong offering, and a lot of stuff like left field, completely out of the blue. Especially when you're kind of expecting some kind of like episode 9 reveal, but like, oh no, it's all good. So my name's Dave. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe, leave comments below, because like I said, I'd love to know what you think. Even better, do a video response and then link it below, because it'd be great to kind of get this whole thing going. It's been great, guys. It's been emotional. And I'll see you soon. Take care, bye.